From the University of Alabama, Department of Theater and Dance, this is Stage Talks. I'm joined today with second-year MFA Dance Candidate, Bria Tyner. Bria, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me.
I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah.
So, Bria, we brought you on today to talk about our most recent production of the Alabama Repertory Dance Theatre, which what we call ARDT in the department. And Bria, you served as the stage manager for the production. Before we get started, just give us a little intro to yourself.
Yes, so my name is Bria Tyner, and I am a second-year MFA in Dance Candidate here at the University of Alabama. I am originally from Fairfield, Alabama. I am also an alum of the University of Alabama's dance department.
Yay!
I graduated in 2016 with my BA. And after that, I danced professionally for 2 years, and I decided to come back and get my master's in dance.
As an MFA Dance Candidate, what are some of the roles that you take within the department?
As an MFA Dance Candidate, we all are teaching assistants, so we have the opportunity to work firsthand with the faculty members and assist them in classes such as dance history courses or dance anatomy courses, as well as movement courses, whether that be modern, jazz, or ballet. That's a great opportunity to have to kind of refine some of our teaching skills once we, graduate with our degree. And then we have classes that we take.
Right.
We have, like body politics classes, and we have like pedagogy classes. We also teach our own classes. Some of us teach our own classes. Me specifically, I teach a freshman level modern course. It's just dance all day.
Yeah, dance all day.
Dance all day.
Literally.
Yes.
And it's so cool. I think what is really unique about our MFA dance program is you all come from different backgrounds and all have different interests.
Right.
Just the few times I've been able to talk to you guys, the different variety of what you want to do after graduation, I think is very cool.
Yes, it really is. With this being a new program, it's a lot of fun because we're really building it and setting the foundation for the program. So some of us, our interests, whether that be choreographing in the future or teaching in a higher ed setting, we have all of the tools here, you know what I mean, to get that experience while we're here.
And just to pitch to any of our listeners who are interested in an MFA in dance, I would recommend reaching out to the Associate Chair of Dance, Lawrence Jackson.
Yes.
You can find his email on our website. I know they're accepting candidates for this upcoming fall. So just a little pitch for that. So exciting. Okay, Bria, so you recently served as the stage manager. And before we get into your role specifically, can you tell our listeners a little bit about ARDT?
Yeah, so ARDT is a repertory concert where the faculty members choreograph or reset repertory works, and the undergrad students have the opportunity to audition for those works. And we put it on stage, and it's great.
The production ARDT, which I've assumed you have performed in as well.
Yes. When I was an undergrad, I had the opportunity to perform in ARDT every semester.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Yes, I know. So it's very interesting to be on the back side of it now. Like, I have a whole new appreciation for the behind the scenes thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about what you did as the stage manager for ARDT. So let's start with, for our listeners that aren't familiar, what is the role of a stage manager in a production?
Okay, so I will say that this was my first time, being a stage manager for a show. So I had to learn a lot, you know what I mean? So even as far as the auditions and sending out emails to the people who were casted in the show, being a person to bridge the gap between the costume department and making sure the dancers were at their fittings on time, and communicating with the choreographers and making that gap between the choreographers and the costume department and the people who were doing the music and all of that, production meetings and taking notes for that and rehearsal reports. And it was a lot, but it was fun.
Yes, and fun. I think, that administration side of performance is something that as graduate students, we see so vividly. I was an undergrad musical theater student at my undergrad institution, and I had no idea what everything that had to go in to putting a production. And, you got to experience that as a stage manager.
Yeah, exactly.
For a huge production. I mean, how many dancers?
We had a total of 52 dancers.
52.
In ARDT.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, that is crazy. Yes. So lots of people to coordinate. You did a wonderful job. The production was incredible. And, okay, so administration side, and then how did it work during tech rehearsals?
Yeah, so tech rehearsals, they honestly went pretty well.
Good.
I had an assistant stage manager. Her name is Corinne Calhoun. She's an undergrad student. So Corinne, because she's an undergrad, she's friends with most of the undergrad students. So that was really fun, working with her and getting the inside scoop on how the dancers felt and how I could better assist them in their needs. That eased my pain a little bit, working with her.
So in the production, while tech is running, what does a stage manager do?
So the stage manager is sitting up in the house watching everything. Yeah, so I have a clipboard full of notes, and I'm looking for specific things that are happening on stage to make sure that my sound person and my light person, that they know exactly when to go. So literally zoned in, focused, like I could perform the dance at this point because I know it so well.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. So like your notes as a dance stage manager are your cues. Your cues are dance steps.
Yes.
So I think that's something that we forget is not only do you have to know how to stage manage, you have to know how to dance to do this successfully. Yeah. Because, if you don't know what an arabesque is,
exactly,
you don't know when to call the cue.
Exactly. So I found that really helpful and beneficial for me in this new world of stage managing, being a dancer and knowing exactly what to look for. Luckily, we had an alum by the name of Morgan Embry, who was our lighting designer. And so Morgan went through and gave all of these cues. Some of the pieces had like so many light cues that there was no way that, I could be able to follow. But Morgan did a really great job with, highlighting what I should be looking for. And she was there throughout tech. So she sat there the whole time and held my hand and was like, you are going to be fine. Like, you have this. So it's very helpful to look at that from a dancer's perspective. And like you said, look at those, look at an arabesque and look at this dancer on stage left is going to do a soutenu turn into an arabesque. And I could find that and tell my person that was doing my lights, who was hitting go, I could tell them, okay, the arabesque is coming up, hit go, hit go. So it was really fun.
Yeah, I think that is something, stage management is so broad.
Yeah.
And I think, stage managing from a play to a musical to a dance concert are all so different.
Yes.
So I have mad respect for any and all stage managers, for sure.
Same. I have grown to love the people that are behind the scenes now. And specifically with me being a performer and still performing and choreographing, just to have that inside look on what goes on behind the scenes, like the costume people, is like, I applaud y'all. The people who are running sound, I applaud y'all. The people, you know what I mean? Like, so literally everyone who is behind the scenes, like, they are amazing.
I love, theater and dance is one of the most collaborative processes, I think, in the world.
Yes.
Because without someone there, a specific person, it literally doesn't happen.
It falls apart.
It really does. So I love that in our education, we're able to fill those different holes.
Yeah.
So then we gain a great appreciation for them. Is there any change from tech to the actual performance for a stage manager?
As far as changes, I will say that there was one night of the concert that I had to make the quickest decision of my life in the moment. So in the first piece, in Natasha's piece, there was an incident where one dancer could not find her pants.
Oh.
So this piece, it starts with 3 couples on stage. So it's a total of 6 dancers on stage. They start the piece without pants. They wear shorts. Mm-hmm. Then the second section comes on, and it's an ensemble number, and everybody in the ensemble number has on these long, big gaucho pants, right? One dancer could not find their pants. My assistant stage manager is like on the headset saying, we can't find pants, we can't find pants. And she's like, what do we do? What do we do? So in the moment, as the first section is bleeding into the second section, I'm having to make the decision to say the 6 dancers in the beginning just have to do the piece with no pants.
Oh, I did not even know that happened.
Exactly. So you just adjust.
Pivot.
You pivot. You adjust at times because, if I had said that one dancer go out on stage with no pants on, I felt like that would have ruined the whole piece.
Yes.
Versus having the 6 dancers that started the piece decide not to wear pants, it can actually tell a better story. So
absolutely,
you have to think on your toes. And I honestly think if I was not a dancer, I would not be able to make that call. So yeah, it worked. And then I had support from the costume department backstage. They made the same call backstage. I made the call. So it worked.
That is good. Stage management is so much, because once the show's up, it's the stage manager show.
Exactly.
Like whatever stage manager says goes. So that's a lot of weight, a lot of pressure.
Yes.
But it's also really cool because you love the craft so much.
Right.
That just what you said, you knew what decision to make in order for the story to still be told.
Exactly.
So wonderful. Bria, your second year.
Yes.
So you graduate next May, 2023. Yes. So exciting. Congratulations.
Yay.
So what do you think your roles may be this next season for the production? Do you have any interest to stage manage again?
At first, going into it and not knowing a lot about stage managing, I was like, I will never do this to myself again. Like just the loads of emails and having to respond and making sure the dancers know where they're supposed to go and just being that middleman as far as communication. At first I said I would never do this again. But honestly, building those connections with the undergrads, like I would definitely do it again.
What? Okay, we got that on recording.
Yes, oh my gosh.
So hopefully Lawrence will listen to this.
Yes.
And I know they're always looking for stage managers.
I would definitely do it again. Because even now, like when I see the dancers walking on campus, they're like, hey, Bria. And I'm like, oh my gosh, hey. Like their smiling faces, they really brighten my day. So I would definitely do it again.
That's so wonderful.
Yeah.
Bria, thank you so much. It's so great for us on Stage Talks to get perspectives from our productions across the areas, and stage management, specifically in dance, is one that we very rarely get to hear about. So I thank you so much for coming on the show. And for all of our listeners, make sure you follow us on Instagram at UA Theater Dance. You can also follow us on Facebook and check out our YouTube channel for all episodes of Stage Talks. Again, this is Leah Mae Aldridge. Have a great day.